Being a mother is an attitude, not a biological relation. Robert A. Heinlein. Greetings, my people. Former. It's always a pleasure when I get to come around this microphone and to have a conversation with amazing guests and to, bring you into my space. And you allow me to come into your space. I'm really grateful for that. So welcome to episode 149 of the Entrepreneurial podcast. I'm your host, Heneka Watkis-Porter. Today's episode is with Kat McLead, and Kat is the creator of Pinpoint Your Perfect Business, the proven framework for pinpointing your perfect niche for high profit, high purpose, and a high pleasure business while staying mom first. Kat helped sex workers transition out of the adult industry into high profit entrepreneurship 13 years ago. And that's how she developed the Profit and Purpose framework, which has since been refined and is now designed specifically for busy moms. She started her first multiple six-figure business 20 years ago and hasn't slowed down since, not even after having her son. So I'm really looking forward to having this conversation with Kat on starting your own ideal high profit business as a busy stay-at-home mom. Welcome, Kat.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Before we begin, where in Jamaica would you like to visit?
I've never been to Jamaica, so all of it would be great.
Right answer, right? When you've never been, just about anywhere. Okay, and if you are here, be sure to connect with me here, and I'll be happy to show you around someplace.
That would be so much fun.
All right, so our conversation, as I mentioned in the intro, is going to be surrounded on the topic starting your own ideal high profits business as a busy stay-at-home mom, but I'm not gonna lie to you, Kat. Before when I first saw the sex worker thing, my interest of course did get piqued. And so let's start there. How did you help sex workers transition out of that trade?
As my second year graduate school project, I picked helping women transition out of the adult industry. And I had no intention at that point in becoming a business coach. I was getting my master's in psychology and studying therapy, counseling. The reason I picked helping women transition out of the sex industry is because I started my entrepreneurial experience with my multiple first six-figure business in the adult industry. I owned a men's fetish business, so I knew what it was like to be making a lot of money and having a very challenging time leaving an industry that you're used to making so much money. So I really knew what it was like to feel trapped in a business that you did not like, yet feel powerless or addicted to the money or whatever the case may be. And that's how I knew that high profit for the time spent was extremely important. It's not just something that we all want. I mean, I would venture to say a lot of people want high profit for the time spent, but for me to help the women transition out of the sex industry, it was necessary in almost all of the cases for that scenario to occur.
All right. So you didn't mention that you started as, a men's fetish business. Question, because I know my audience and they're thinking, all right, so I want to hear a little more about that. I want to hear, so what led you in the first place to go there? How did that begin? And when did you start having those ill feelings, as it were, toward that business?
I grew up in a very abusive home where I felt scared for my life and threatened for my life. And one of the ways that I was able to leave that environment was becoming an exotic dancer. And I moved out to Los Angeles and did not want to do lap dancing, which is common here. So I answered an ad to be a dominatrix because there's no sexual relations involved and no touching involved. So, and it helped me turn the tide on the abuse that I experienced. After about 6 months or so, I really hated it. At first, I liked it. It was fun. It was different. It was crazy. I was 21, turning 22. It felt like I was 22, and it felt really just different and fun. I don't know what else to say about it. And then it didn't. And then it felt like work that I hated. So I niched down to the part that I hated the least or enjoyed the most, whatever way you want to look at it. And
half,
thought I would
half
get,
empty,
yeah.
half full, whatever.
I thought I would have to get a quote unquote normal job, and instead my business exploded. So my first extremely successful business was almost by accident that I found out that the riches are truly in the niches. And I really knew that niching down, people are scared of it, including myself. I really thought that was only about 5 or 10% of my business at the time. I thought, okay, that's going to drop my money severely. And instead my money went way up and my rates more than doubled, and I had a lot more demand. And I carry that forward to this day for busy moms, because time and time again, working with clients, especially my multi-talented clients, when we pare them down to their most profitable and purposeful niche, then they are able to start generating the income and having the consistent clients that they want. It's something that people get scared about, because the belief is, oh, I don't want to eliminate clients, or I don't want to turn down money. I can help everyone, or I just have so many talents and I don't want to pick one. I want to be able to share everything I do. And I hear my clients when they come to me at this point, usually after months and years of frustration. And the truth is, when you try to serve everyone and offer all your gifts, you wind up not serving anyone, because your offer is falling on deaf ears. You actually have more impact and have an easier time gaining the clientele you want to serve when you niche down.
Interesting. So that transition out of that sex business into helping stay-at-home moms, how did that happen? Like, was it a smooth transition? How did that happen?
No, that happened over a very long period of time. So I left the fetish business after being extremely burned out around when I decided to enter graduate school. So right before graduate school. So I was in the fetish business for about 5 years. I transitioned into corporate. I got hired by one of my fetish clients. I rocked it at corporate, but I really hated it. I was not used to having a boss, having to stay in all day, having all these rules, even though I was able to really transition my business skills into that corporate, and I blew up, and I really, really did well because I was such a self-starter. I just hated being micromanaged. It just wasn't for me. And that's when I entered graduate school, and as my second year project, chose to help women transition out of the sex industry. And that's when I developed that framework that I still use today, that profit and purpose framework. And that is when I really became a business coach accidentally, because that's what I needed to do to help these women transition out. And they wanted high profit, and they wanted a purposeful work. If they wanted to just stay making money, they could have just stayed in the businesses that they were in. Same with me. If I just wanted to make high profit, I would have just stayed in the fetish business, because honestly, it was like really easy work for a lot of money, yet it was killing me on the inside because I felt like I wasn't living a life of purpose. I did not enjoy what I was doing. I was stuffing all of myself down to continue doing that.
So now you've developed the profit and purpose framework, and you've already piqued my interest. First, you piqued my interest with the sex worker thing. Yeah, sex sales, right? And then now you're piquing my interest with your profit and purpose framework. I want to hear about that. What is it, and what does it do? How does it help your clients?
It's now transitioned easily into busy moms, because if you're a busy mom, you understand that you have a full-time job that you don't get paid for called mom. And right. And we want to do our mom jobs really great. And I love being a mom, and I love being a mom first. So that also requires high profit for the time spent. What so many people tend to make the big mistake of is that they start businesses that were never going to be highly profitable from the very start. So they start businesses and they put so much effort, months or years, into businesses that were going to fail. For instance, like one of my clients came to me after trying to make a jewelry business for over a year, and she never made more than about $100 a month. Another client came to me, same kind of story, trying to do a lesson plan business, an online lesson plan business. I don't think she made over $20 a month. And or people they think they are going to start a blog. This is so common. Moms think they're going to start blogs, and what they don't, because they hear, oh, this blogger makes a lot of money. And what they don't understand is there's 500 million bloggers out now. And even the top professionals, the stats elude me right now, but I think about 84% of bloggers make less than $105 a month. Only like the top of the top, and work, including people with teams and things like that, make a livable wage. 8% make a livable wage, and that's considered, I think, over $2,000 or $3,000 a month. So we're not talking high profit for the time spent. This is a lot of effort. People think they're going to start a YouTube channel. You can't monetize till there's 10,000 subscribers now. So you're putting out so many hours of content just to get to the point where you can even start making money. You need 10,000 subscribers to even make a penny now on YouTube. So this is just an example of low profit for the time spent. So the way to shift it to high profit for the time spent is to take your existing skills, talents, and gifts, and we all have them. I could go into another mistake that I see a lot, but I'm going to stick with this right now in what we're doing right. You take your existing talents, skills, and gifts. You could have learned this from your mom, a previous job. It's something natural that comes to you. It's so naturally you don't even realize it's a talent, and people will pay you to learn it. And I measure that on my profitability index that I have made over 13 years of business coaching to make sure that it is a high profit for the time spent business. I'll give an example. One of my clients, she came to me with so many offerings, but she wasn't getting consistent clients. And when she was, they were about in the $200 range. She had offerings from $47 all the way up to a couple $1,000s. So the easiest thing that we did was look at her offers, see what she enjoyed, and then pick the more profitable ones, and then really, really brand her for those high profit businesses. And guess what? Clients started coming in to her for that, because when she was offering all those offers, because she didn't want to take away clients, she wanted to be able to serve so many people. People didn't trust her. I personally would not want to spend $2,000 on someone who is offering like 10 other things, one thing starting at $47, all in different areas. It would make me feel like they're not the true expert at the higher end area. So this is an example of picking your most profitable and pleasurable and purposeful skills, talents, or gifts that you can make the most money from, and really going deep into that in order to create that high profit business for yourself.
So you talked about, Kat, the profit aspect of it. In terms of the purpose, how do you help your clients to connect the purpose aspect to the profits?
I start with skills, talents, and gifts that they feel really good about. The first thing we do is list them all up. Right now I'm running my January boot camp, and we're at this phase right now. And then I have them really go deep into themselves on the talents, skill, or gift that they feel really called to share to the world. The purpose is really important to me, because if you don't feel purposeful in your work, you will not want to do it. You will grow to resent it, just like I did in my first business. So the purpose is important. If you're just caring about money right now, then I understand a lot of people do that, but in the long run, it's not sustainable unless that really gives you all your drive. It's just not sustainable to grow a business. And if you're going to grow a business, you're going to put your energy and your time into it. Why not grow one that you feel really good about and make high profit with?
Mm-hmm. And so what is it about moms? Why moms? Why that focus? You could have chosen any other niche, right?
Oh, I forgot about that part of my story. I ended at women transitioning out of the sex industry. That was 13 years ago that I started doing that. And in that time period, I fell in love. I became a pampered stay-at-home mom. My husband is a high earner. I had issues carrying my child, and I fully planned on being a stay-at-home mom. However, when my son entered preschool, I was so bored. I was really bored out of my mind and growing really restless and unsatisfied. And I luckily was talking to another mom and told her how I was feeling, and she felt the same way. And I helped her start her business, her first business, for free. I mean, I just did it just to be me again. And then since then, I had been doing it part-time in my local area, in my local circles. And then when my son entered school first time, I brought my business online so that I could help more people and have it be more part of my life. But I'm still there to see my son off every day at school, and I pick him up every day. And I make sure that I personally work about 15 hours or less a week. So I'm mom first.
Hmm. So describe to me the sense of fulfillment that you get from doing what you do, Kat.
It feels really great sharing my talents and gifts with other people and helping moms. Like one of my clients who was struggling for a year and a half on her own. She didn't even get a single client on her own, and she was on the brink of giving up on herself. And it felt amazing. Within 3 weeks of us working together, she got her offer down pat. She got her first paying client. 2 weeks after that, she got her second paying client. A week after that, I think she got her third paying client. And then she got 5 paying clients, and then she went to a waiting list just like that. And she felt like amazing. And her husband was not pleased that she invested in me. And then after the third client, he started helping more with the kids. Her girlfriends took her out to celebrate, and she felt so good about herself. So that feeling of helping women take back their power, start businesses on the right footing, add in that pleasure aspect, because I think that men don't speak about this. I truly believe in having pleasurable businesses that give you the flexibility to be mom first. That feels amazing. I celebrate more than my clients do when they get when they get their first paying clients. I totally believe in celebration, so we jump up and down. We scream on the phone with each other. One of my newest clients, she just hit a $20,000 month in November, and you better believe there was celebrating. It just feels amazing to help women reach their goals, live their dreams. And I feel like a lot of us moms, especially those that identify with being stay-at-home moms, we have so many talents and gifts, and they get shelved on the table sometimes. And if you love being a full-time mom and you don't want to work, that's great too. I have friends like that. I have a lot of friends that don't understand why I would work when I don't have to, that I actually find a lot extreme pleasure and purpose out of it. And that's good for them. That doesn't feel right for me. So just because you're a mom doesn't mean that you don't have your own skills and talents that you want to share with the world. And then there's those of us moms who need to make income, like the client I just talked to you about. She needed to make income. It's not, she needed to bring in that income, and then she was able to replace her corporate salary. Another one of my clients, her child is sick. And so she really needed it. And I don't mean a little sick, I mean a lot of sick, like hospitalization type sick. And she needed to replace her corporate income. And we were able to niche her down, and she works 10 hours a week remote from home and makes just as much as she did in her corporate gig working full-time in an office.
Wow, those that are listening, the audio only, will hear the passion in your voice. And those that will watching, will see the passion on your face as well as in your voice. And I can tell that you have indeed found your purpose. And it has been, based on your story, quite a journey for you to get to where you are now. I want, as we are on the wrapping up end of our conversation, I want you to share with my community what your blueprint is, for starting a successful business, and particularly for those stay-at-home moms that, maybe like you felt bored, feeling bored out of their wits, and they just think, what do I do? What's the blueprint for starting a successful business?
Well, I have the 4 key steps to starting an ideal high profit business, and they are essentially, for a stay-at-home mom, it's to pinpoint your perfect business idea. You got to start with that. Then you have to craft your right offer. You have to craft an offer that people want, not something that you want to share. Actually listen to your audience and see what it is they want, what they need help with. so that you know that when you bring your offer out that you're helping people. This is something that they need. Then it's time to command your premium profit. So a lot of moms, they price themselves way too low. I did this myself in my first business. That's why I over doubled my prices. And then I still left money on the table looking back. So being able to ground in your premium pricing, because you are more like a boutique. You're not trying to be a Walmart. You are a busy mom and you're offering a boutique service. And then lastly, land paying clients. And you do this by niching down tight, positioning yourself as an expert, helping your people see how you're going to help them move from their biggest problem to their pleasure, what it is that they actually want, and how you are going to help them do that and giving them value along the way.
Do you have any last words for us?
Yes, I do. I just want to point out that this is not a success only journey. I don't want to leave in a bummer way, but I just feel like in this interview, it just seems all bright and shiny and easy. And it's not. It takes a lot. It takes a determination for success so that you show up consistently and make it happen. And along the way, it's messy and you stumble here and there, and you just got to look at it like you're testing things out. The more scientific you can be in your business, the more curious and the softer you are in yourself, the easier success will come to you. And that softness means that when you try something new and maybe it's not the results that you want, that you congratulate yourself on trying something new, because that's part of business. And if you need help with it, then hire someone to help you that you resonate with, or get the support you need, because that's going to shortcut your success. When I took my business online, I invested in a mastermind with a multi-7-figure coach who had been running a multi-7-figure business online for 5 years to help me shortcut my way to success.
You know, you hit a very important point toward the end of our conversation. It's not all, bed of roses, as we say. It's not an easy road, So I shared in an interview, which is, well, a solo episode of this podcast, which I did. And by the time this airs, it would have been last week that episode releases. So it's releasing this evening as we're speaking. And I did share that point of that podcast episode is to share the highs and lows of 2019. And I did hit some very low lows. And I thought it was really important to share those, because people see us and they see us on TV, they see us in the media, see us wherever it is. And, you're on social media. And people really get the impression that it's all glam and glitter. But there's a darkness to entrepreneurship that I'm glad you said that, even though the questions I asked didn't bring that out, but I'm glad you said it in the end, because we must understand that it's not as easy as sometimes we make it appear to be, right? So thank you for sharing that, Kat.
I think it is important that we both touch on it, even though we're not discouraging the listeners from being entrepreneurs, because it is amazing being an entrepreneur. It is amazing running your own business. And you have to be able to be messy and show up imperfect. You must be able to handle that messiness, the frustration, all the dark side, like if you want to bring it up, it's just part of the journey, and to truly try to enjoy all parts of the journey. And this is much easier said than done. And I am a type A perfectionistic kind of person. I don't say that lightly. Like, if I could do everything perfectly, I would, and I cannot, and you will not. In your entrepreneurial journey, there will be so many setbacks, and the number one key to success is truly deciding on success, deciding that you will be successful no matter what, and keep moving forward, because the inevitable setbacks will push you back and say that this is dumb if you have not truly decided on that success. Once that decision is made and there's no other choice for you, you will find a way. And when there's less than desirable results, i.e. failure, so what? You'll pivot and you'll try something new. And at the same point, that doesn't mean you go switching your business every 90 days or whatever. Remember, business growth takes time. So you will not see the results of your current work for a minimum of 90 to 120 days. And I mean minimum 3 to 6 months for your current work to show as results in your business. So the bottom line that we're trying to point out is that entrepreneurship is worth it. It's amazing. It feels great. And there's ups and downs, and you got to be able to handle them just like in any life.
Absolutely, absolutely. So with that passion, and I mean passion, sharing the ups and also talking about, the messiness and stuff. I know that my community wants to reach out to you after this and to find you where you are. So I'm going to give you this opportunity, Kat, to share where they might find you, one, as well as you have a giveaway, the 4 key steps to starting your own ideal high profit business as a busy stay-at-home mom. I would love for you to share how they might get in touch with you for that.
You can have the free training at my website, sahmentrepreneur.com. That's short for Stay at Home Mom Entrepreneur, sahmentrepreneur.com.
Awesome. And of course, you're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It has been my absolute pleasure talking with you, Kat McLead, and you have indeed shared your passion, shared your journey, and I know that we're inspired. I'm inspired. So I look forward to just following more of what you're doing. And I wish you all the best on your onward journey.
This was great fun.
And my peak performer, thank you for tuning in to this episode with Kat McLead. I certainly look forward to connecting with you next week. In the meantime, I do have an announcement that I've launched the membership program for a one-time payment of $30. You can get access to it, and here's what you'll get for that $30. I mean, it's just a giveaway, but I wanted to add something so you know that you have vested in it. So in 2017, I had conversations with over 18 CNN Forbes featured experts from 4 countries over 4 days, and they did drop a lot of value bombs at the Entrepreneurial U SME virtual conference and expo. So I'm giving you access to all 18 episodes for only $30, and I'm super excited to share these recordings with you so that you can level up in your entrepreneurial feat. Now, this is great, not only because it will give me an outlet for sharing the new types of episode with you, which I've been wanting to do for some time, but it will also give you a way to support the show and make it even better. Every dollar made will help to make my show better. It is quick and easy to sign up. So just go to glow.fm/TEY if you want to become a paid partner, and take it from there. Remember, you were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win. Walk good.